Hello and welcome to another episode of the Geek Nostalgia Podcast. I'm your host, Gene Arona, joined as always by...
What's going on? It's Dave, everybody.
And we're going to continue our Desert Island theme, and we're going to talk about music today. We're talking about the artists and the albums that we take with us to the island. That's all we had to listen to. Dave, a little bit of backdrop coming from you. Anything you used as qualifiers, what was your mindset going into this? Because music is highly subjective and entirely experiential. So where'd you start?
Well, so we're doing 10 music albums that we could take. And then after that, we'll throw in 5 artists. When I was looking through this, a lot of stuff that I listen to, I can listen to it in my head. I can play it in my head. So I'll always have that with me. But there are certain things that if I play it in my head, at some point, I got to hear it. I can't just keep playing it in my head. I have to hear it. So I was going through a lot of that. And I was going through pretty much what I would have to listen to, that I couldn't just go in my head over and over again. Plus, I like movies a lot. So there's a lot of songs and movies that I play in my head, and some of those I just got to listen to at some point.
Okay, so let me add to that. First and foremost, this is my hardest list. Of all these Desert Island episodes we've done, this is my hardest list so far.
Well, I mean, you got to think, music has been around before video games, before movies.
Yeah, absolutely.
Music is everywhere.
There's important parts of my life that I tie to a soundtrack, soundtrack of my life. But there's some other things here, right? Like I had to acknowledge that I'm getting older, not younger, right? So I needed to have some kind of alignment between my music and where I am now. Case in point, I'm not an angsty teenager, so I don't listen to a whole lot of, Korn and Limp Bizkit the way I did when I was younger, right? I have a kind of a different set of taste now. There's certain things I still listen to from back in the day, not necessarily the angry music so much, but I needed to understand like what am I listening to now, and then specifically consider the applications. When do I tend to listen to music? Like we were pre-gaming, you mentioned you tend to just kind of have it on the background during various activities. I specifically have music on when I work or when I cook. Always when I cook or when I'm cleaning, right? It's kind of giving me the soundtrack of life. And then when I'm doing that, what's the type of music I want to listen to that puts me in the mood that I'm looking for? So that was kind of me going into this, and having that mindset made some decisions easier, but it made others incredibly, incredibly hard, Dave.
Yeah, and another thing on my list, I was thinking about albums that I listened to growing up, which ones that I could listen to over and over again, which ones that were somewhat influential to me. And yeah, and as far as the mood goes, sometimes I want to listen to this kind, sometimes I want to listen to that kind. So that plays a part in it too. I don't always want to listen to metal.
Mm-hmm. Well, interestingly too, and I'm not shitting on modern music at all when I make this next statement. I feel like their music in my mind kind of goes through peaks and valleys. And when it's at a peak, when it's peaking, when you have a period in time where there's a lot of quality music, you tend to get albums, like full albums, that are great. You know what I mean? Track 1 to track 15.
Yes.
But there's a period of time, I'm going to call it late 90s, when bubblegum pop got popular in boy bands and also other stuff like, and some of the alt rock. I'm not going to sit here and act like Eagle Eye Cherry released the most amazing albums ever. There's a lot of albums that came out where there's 1 or 2 good songs. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you just let 5 or 6 build up and then get the greatest hits.
Yeah, exactly. So there's that consideration. But there's a lot that came out, Dave, 70s, 80s, early 90s, where they were solid albums. And into the 2000s as well. But they become more rare, I think, as time goes by, for you to be able to point an album and say, I could put that on track 1 and hit play and I'm good.
Yeah, and I don't know if you did this or not, but I decided to not put any greatest hits.
I did the same
on my list. I wanted more of a challenge to really kind of dig down and see what specific albums.
I did the same.
I could have easily filled up the 10 albums with all greatest hits from different artists and been covered too, but
that would have made it much easier.
Yeah. So why don't you go ahead and start, Gene? Why don't you give us a couple of your top 10s there?
All right. I'm going to start with 2. And the first one you're going to remember immediately because we consumed a Sam-sized bag of chicken strips in high school between us and our friends group. and listened to just that album all night while we played video games. Linkin Park, My December.
My December was the album?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. It had
No, I think it was Hybrid 3.
Hybrid Theory. Thank you. He literally pointed to the record on my wall. Yes.
My December was like one of those bonus hidden tracks.
Yes.
on
So
it. I don't think they do nowadays.
So you're right. Hybrid Theory. I love that entire album, Dave.
Yeah,
The entire album. So that's the one I wanted to lead off with because that, to your earlier point, that's music I need to hear. There was a rawness to it. There's some anger in there, but it was a mature anger, and it still resonates with me to this day.
right, and it could get emotional.
Very deeply.
Yeah.
And the other one I would throw at you, it meant a lot to me, still does. Matchbox 20, Yourself or Someone Like You. That was their first album.
Okay, I didn't listen to a whole lot of Matchbox 20, just whatever was on the radio back in the day.
I bonded with my stepdad over that music. He was very much a classic rock guy, Vern, very much a classic rock guy. But for some reason, he loved Matchbox 20, and it was kind of that alt rock period. So it was 2 a.m. and Push and some of these other songs. Yeah, so that earned a place there, mostly because I think about him when I listen to that music.
And so a couple of that I have, and mine's pretty rock heavy. Van Halen, their first album. A lot of good songs on there, almost every one.
Easily their best album.
I believe so, yes. And then, which again, I could have had a greatest hits for them. And the second band, I could have had a greatest hits, AC/DC. But my album for them is Back in Black.
Yep.
I can listen to every song on that album.
And I have, sir. That was one of the first CDs I ever owned. I love that album. Now, just thinking about that album, was there a couple that jump out at you?
There are. I remember what got me hooked on that album. I listened to it as a kid growing up and everything. And I was like, oh, yeah, this is cool. But what was it? On WWF, Stone Cold came out.
Mm-hmm.
And he drove his Ford up to the ring. And he was blaring Back in Black.
Yep.
And I was like, oh, okay, this just got better.
Back in Black, You Shook Me All Night Long, and For Those About to Rock.
Those are all good, but I also like Shoot to Thrill.
Oh,
That's probably my favorite one on there. That or Hell's Bells.
Thunderstruck was on that album too, right?
No.
No? Okay.
No. But Shoot to Thrill is the one that's on Iron Man.
Yeah, I remember. I can see the scene in my head.
Yeah. Like Shoot to Thrill, Hell's Bells, Back in Black. What Do You Do for Money, Honey?
Oh, yeah, that's a good one.
There's just a lot of good songs on that one. And a lot of good songs on the Van Halen album as well.
Sure. What's higher? Or excuse me, Dreams on that album?
I'm not sure.
Okay, that's neither here nor. All right. That's okay. So my next two, mine's going to be very rock heavy as well. Not quite as classic rock as yours, but Aerosmith, Get a Grip.
That's pretty classic.
Oh, yeah. But this next one isn't. I'm getting ready to say. But Aerosmith, Get a Grip has probably about, if you look at their greatest hits album, half of those songs come from that album. So that one's definitely on there for me because Aerosmith is one of my favorite bands of all time. But the next one, Jelly Roll, Beautifully Broken.
Jelly Roll.
I love Jelly Roll.
New one.
Mm-hmm.
New artist. Okay.
Yeah. Just because it resonated with me as an adult, the way some of these albums resonated with me as a young person, which is like a grown person, grown challenges, living life. Sometimes it's not easy. And so I understood the story behind his music on that one. So, yes.
Okay. All right. I can blow through these next three because it's all the same band.
Oh, good.
Metallica.
Okay.
I have three of their albums. Kill 'Em All,
Mm-hmm.
Master of Puppets, and Justice for All.
Ooh, interesting. I expected the Black Album in there for sure.
I like their older stuff.
Okay. Well, Master of Puppets is widely considered a masterpiece. So,
Yeah, and Kill 'Em All and Justice for All. I mean, songs on all three of these albums I can listen to over and over again. They get me pumped.
Mm-hmm.
And these are some of the examples of me playing them in my head, but at some point I just have to hear them.
mm-hmm.
You can only play a guitar solo in your head for so long until
Yeah.
you get to a point where, okay, I got to hear it. Just like Van Halen, Eruption.
Yeah.
Play it all the time in my head, but there are sometimes I need to hear that.
Yeah. Metallica was a quintessential part of my youth, not only because I enjoy Metallica, but I had some buddies that were really into Metallica as well. So yeah, I feel you on that.
Right. And as far as listening to it, listen to it loudly.
Oh yeah,
Feel it go through your bones.
yes. Those guitar riffs, the way Hetfield can deliver a growl, a roar, and then a controlled soft tone all in the same like breath. It's kind of impressive.
Yeah.
All right, I'll give you a couple more. Guns N' Roses' Appetite for Destruction.
That's a good one. That I almost put that on my list.
Okay. Again, because better than half of my favorite Guns N' Roses songs are from that album. And the next one I have on there, a little more modern, Chris Stapleton, Traveler.
Okay.
It's a similar situation. Better than half of my favorite songs from him come from that album.
So you put some country on there too.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Again, I got to think about like what is current age and older G going to want to listen to on said island.
Yeah. And I thought about putting some country on mine, but I don't have any country. And I mean, I do listen to country. Like I like Jason Aldean. If I had a bonus, it would probably be a Jason Aldean album. But
Yeah, respect to that.
I was surprised because I grew up a country boy, listening to country as a kid. No country on my list.
I didn't know that. Because none of the times when we hung out did you recommend country.
Oh, no, I was a teen and I was against country at that point because my parents listened to it. I had to listen to the rap and metal and everything.
Fair enough. Get as far away from that as possible.
Yeah.
All right. And then, see, you gave me 3, so I'll give you my third one. This is one of those that's kind of a gimme. Like I put Kid Rock, Born Free, but there's a handful of Kid Rock albums that I could choose. I'm just trying to think of what could I chill with at my current age versus like I don't listen to a lot of Ba Wada Ba nowadays.
Well, and those first couple albums he did, they were good, but there was only a handful of songs on each album.
Yeah, and there were his rap metal days. Once he started leaning into more of the rock stuff, I think is when that's the reason I still listen to him. It's because of that evolution in his music.
Yeah, and I can remember when he came out with that song where it was he took from Metallica.
I know the riff. I can't remember which song it is though.
Is it Sad But True?
Could have been.
I don't remember.
Yeah.
But I remember that was a big thing back then.
Oh yeah. All right, kicking it back to you.
Okay, I can give you 2 here because, again, that's the same artist, Michael Jackson. Grew up with him as a kid. Everybody knows who he is.
Which album?
2 albums I have is Bad
Yep.
and Dangerous.
Oh, very nice. Bad. I totally anticipated. Dangerous. It's good. It's a good pick.
Yeah, I can listen to every song on Bad. Well, I can listen to pretty much every song on every album he has.
Oh yeah.
Bad and Dangerous are some of my favorite songs of his.
My favorite album's his as well.
So those are some good ones. And you know, I don't really have Michael Jackson going in my head as much as everything else. So yeah, I'd have to have him to listen to.
Okay.
I mean, you can only go so high in your voice. So you got to have Michael in there.
Fair enough. All right. I got a couple that they go hand in hand to some extent as far as they were both popular around the same time. Their peaks were around similar times. Foo Fighters,
Okay.
The Color and the Shape. And because again, that's a lot of their songs that I absolutely love. And then Chili Peppers. This one was hard for me, but I went with Blood Sugar Sex Magic because it's the most Chili Peppers like album of them. It's sort of like their Hybrid Theory. So I went with those 2 because I love both bands. I don't get tired of their music ever.
Okay. Well, I have 3 left, and this next one probably surprise you even more. Police.
Okay.
Specifically the album Zenyatta Mandata.
Yeah.
I like those songs on there. And that Police, Sting.
Is that the I'll Be Watching You album?
I'm not sure.
Sorry, I didn't mean to throw a curveball at you. I think it is, but I'm not.
I know their albums, I have the greatest hits ones.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Like I said, I couldn't put that on the list. So going through individual albums, I was just trying to look at which one had the most songs that I liked of them.
Okay.
And that was one of them. It's got Don't Stand So Close to Me,
Oh,
Canary in a Coal Mine,
yeah. Oh, those are classics.
Dee Doo Doo, Da Dee Da Da.
Yeah, yeah.
And most of those are on the greatest hits. But
Yeah.
that's,
Nice.
that's probably my top album from them.
Okay. Was that all your albums?
I got 2 left.
Okay. I only have one left, so.
Did you have 10 on yours?
Mhm.
Oh. My last 2, they're both soundtracks.
Mhm.
I'm a movie guy, so I got to have some soundtrack albums in there.
Mhm.
Beverly Hills Cop, great soundtrack. It's got a lot of pop songs on there, and I love it. Plus the Axel F theme.
Mhm.
And then Saturday Night Fever. So I have some rock, I have some pop, then I have some disco.
I respect the variety, sir. I respect the variety.
No, but that Saturday Night Fever's got like all the best disco songs on there.
Mm-hmm. So I am not unfamiliar with having a lot of love for movie soundtracks because one of my favorite albums I had when I was younger was the City of Angels soundtrack because it had Iris and the Goo Goo Dolls. It had I think Back in Black from Metallica. It had that really sad Sarah McLachlan song, Eyes of the Angel, Arms of the Angel, something like Angel. But love that album. I think there was a U2 song on there. So yeah, I totally understand your love for soundtracks because some of them are truly great.
Yeah, I don't think they do it as much now, but back then it was almost like an art in itself, just making the albums for these movies and picking the music. Like
It kind of feels like nowadays they'll get a composer and do just compositional soundtracks and then have like 1 or 2 like popular songs on there just for mostly for trailers. My last album, gonna probably feel very random to you. Now by Maxwell. So R&B singer, This Woman's Work, Lifetime. A couple of my favorite R&B songs of all time. I needed to have at least one R&B album on here because looking at my list, I don't have anything else. So I wanted that because you mentioned songs you have to hear. This Woman's Work is a song I have to hear. That rounds out my albums.
our albums are pretty different from each other.
Yeah.
I'm surprised you don't have any Michael Jackson on there.
I'm surprised as well. Honorable mentions for albums. Did you write any down? Or any you struggled with they missed the top 10? Just barely?
No, not really. Because I did a lot of I wrote down several albums, and then I kind of wrote down how many songs on each album that I liked the most.
Okay. Well, I'm just going to throw a few out here.
Michael Jackson was hard.
Michael Jackson was going to be hard, dude. Like he has, 5 or 6 solid albums?
Oh, ever since, not so much Jackson 5, I wasn't a huge fan of Jackson 5, but when he started doing his own thing, like Off the Wall.
Yeah.
Everything up, I would say. All of them. I like all of them. Thriller's a great one.
Yeah, absolutely. You can't really miss with any of his albums. It's like trying to pick a bad Prince album. You know what I mean? Like they just can't. Now my honorable mentions, and I mentioned R&B toward the end of my album selection, but a lot of my honorable mentions kind of show my love for R&B. R. Kelly, TP 2000. I know he himself is a scumbag, but I love that album. Usher, 8701. That's the You Remind Me and all that stuff. My Way. Great album. Alicia Keys, Songs in A Minor. You would know that album from Fallen. And I think that was really her real coming out. That
was her first album?
Yeah, when we were in high school.
It was the I Keep on Falling.
Yes. Yeah. Dude, I was in love with her when I seen that video, bro.
I remember when that song came out because I had subwoofers in my truck.
Ooh.
It hit pretty good.
Oh, I have no doubt. And then Teddy Swims, I tried everything but therapy. Honorable mentions, like I was looking for places like what can I pull out? And I had some stuff on there like Foo Fighters and Chili Peppers and Kid Rock and Linkin Park, Matchbox, like stuff that I could not justify removing.
Yeah.
I just couldn't. So they're there. I do want to say before we get to artist libraries, I actually did have alignment between my albums and my libraries that I did not have when we did movies. Because there were movies where it's like, all right, well, this particular actor only did 2 or 3 good ones and had a short career, blah, blah, blah. But the amazing point you made early on about having to hear certain songs is the same thing here. It's very resonant because there are certain songs you just got to listen to. And so,
right. I mean, and a few of my artists I also had in my 10 albums.
Let's get into that, shall we?
We shall.
All right. You go first, sir. Let's go one by one because we only got 5.
Okay, well, this one I didn't have an album
Mhm.
because it was one of those where it's just a few songs on each album.
Mhm.
But through the course of time, there was also several greatest hits albums. Elvis
That's a catalog, bro.
is a huge catalog.
That's a catalog.
You can't just pick one album, especially not a greatest hits album
Yeah.
for Elvis, I don't think.
No. No, I would actually argue that people like him, people like the Beatles, probably Taylor Swift, for those folks out there who are fans of her, Aerosmith, people born in the USA, help me out here.
Oh, the song Born in the USA?
Yeah. Bruce Springsteen,
Yes, yes.
right? These are individuals who you'd actually be doing yourself a disservice if the only album you had from them was the greatest hits, because on any individual album, there's a story, a common thread, and it's densely packed with quality. So you're right. Some people, greatest hits albums, they just aren't feasible. They don't make sense.
Oh, and that's why they have so many different greatest hits albums. I think there's probably 12 albums of greatest hits. That's Elvis.
And let's be real, Dave. There's not a lot of artists who can even justify having more than one greatest hits. You know what I mean? Because they don't have more than a couple good albums.
Yeah.
All right. Mine's going to be very obvious. I'm sure you're going to see coming a mile away, Linkin Park. Like
Yeah.
Hybrid Theory, I called out, but they have 3-4 albums that I love as like a 1A, 1B, 1C, 1D type
Oh, yeah,
situation.
those first 3 albums. Yeah. And then, was it a few years ago that song they released that they had never released? I can't remember the name of it, but that was a really good song, too.
So I feel very strongly standing on Linkin Park as mine. So, all right, what's your number 2?
I knew that one would be on yours.
I figured you would.
My number 2, Michael Jackson.
Again, that's a hell of a catalog.
So King of Rock, King of Pop.
Yeah.
And again, several greatest hits albums, just so many songs.
I mean, you're talking he was prolific from the very late 70s all through the 80s, and I would say probably the first like 4 or 5 years of the 90s.
No, all through the 90s even. It'd be early 2000s.
Okay, early 2000s. Yeah. That's a hell of a catalog.
Because early 2000s is when he did that music video with Chris Tucker.
You Rock My World.
Yeah.
Love that song. Love that song.
And then he started to try to revamp himself with the This Is It tour
Mhm.
before he passed.
If you were stalking my YouTube search history, you'd see that I put that song on, You Rock My World, probably once a month, twice a month. I love that song.
Yeah, that one and Butterflies from that album.
Mm.
My favorite ones off that album.
Big fan of Man in the Mirror. I love a lot of his music, but I love Man in the Mirror.
Yeah.
All right. My number 2. I'm not ranking these in terms of it's 5, right? I love them all. Just kind of how they came out of Stream of Conscience. Kid Rock.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, because he's got a lot. I'm not gonna look you in the eye and say that he has a bunch of albums that I can do the Linkin Park thing and just put it on track 1 and go. But what I will argue is he has probably 20 songs that I enjoy.
I didn't say he was that big of a Kid Rock fan.
Oh yeah, I love Kid Rock.
I don't remember you ever listening to it back in the day.
No, I'll be honest with you. It's something I started getting into more as an adult when he started leaning into the rock stuff and a little bit kind of rock country as of late.
Okay.
So the older, more mature Kid Rock.
Yeah. My third one here, Sting.
Okay.
I get all of Sting and I get all of the Police.
Mm-hmm.
And it started off with the good rock songs and then turned into more of a contemporary
Mm-hmm.
style and softer, which in my older age I like more now too.
Mm-hmm.
So I think he has like 3 greatest hits albums and they all have different songs and he has different styles in almost every album that he does.
Yeah.
So it's really hard to pick one thing from him. So throw him in there and get the whole catalog and just be done with it.
Yeah. I love that. I love that.
Like I would probably have to say Police wise, their greatest hits album. Sting by himself was probably the Brand New Day album.
Okay. Yeah. That makes sense. Yeah.
Now I got it all. So
Chili Peppers.
okay.
Again, they got, from the album I listed earlier all the way to Californication, Stadium Arcadium. Like there's a lot of varied music there. And plus they got kind of a funk feel to them. So I get that vibe, which is very different from anything else on my list. So
Yeah, this shouldn't be a surprise. Metallica.
Respect.
Yeah, I got 3 of them on my album list. I might as well have the rest of them.
Right.
Pretty influential there.
Can I ask? I remember when Load came out, right? And it was people like, well, sorry, I'm not going to say that. That's not true. I don't remember when Load came out because I was already listening to it when it had already been out for quite a while. I remember when Reload came out, and there was a bit of shit talked about it. Like maybe they had softened, sold out a little bit. I looked at it as them evolving. Like, how did you feel then? How do you feel now about their arc as a group?
Growing up with that change that they did,
Mhm.
it really wasn't a big thing because at that time, I liked the more softer stuff. But as I got older, I started digging into their older stuff a little more. So it's a good mix of everything, and just to have all of it. I prefer the older stuff, but sometimes you want to listen to Nothing Else Matters.
Yeah. Yeah. But I think, and this is the reason I ask, because
And then when they did it with the orchestras.
Yes, that's exactly what I was getting ready to say. The S&M Orchestra, they still did some really rad music, like when they did I Disappear from the soundtrack of one of the Mission Impossible songs. And
MO2.
yeah, like they evolved, and I don't think there's anything wrong with that, but they still put out rock music.
Well, they capitalized.
Yeah.
They made as much money as they could.
Mhm.
I mean, they're all set.
Oh, yeah. I respect them as a band for everything they've put out.
Yeah, and I think that's what a lot of people didn't like was because they became so popular and so mainstream. So when a lot of people just wanted them to stay back into their 80s.
Right. But where would that have got them? Well, not to mention Master Puppets being a masterpiece. Like once you do something excellent, great, don't you earn the right to experiment a little bit?
Oh, and they have.
Yeah.
They do have a couple of albums that I don't like at all.
Did you like Saint Anger?
No.
What about the single? Because I like I never listened to the album. I'll be honest with you, but I did listen to that single, and I enjoyed the single.
I just wasn't really a big fan of that.
Fair enough. Garage.
Garage is fine.
Okay. Yeah. Fair enough.
Yeah, but that whole Saint Anger era, I was not a fan of.
Did you feel like they were trying to reach back a little too much?
Well, it was mainly the tone of the drums. I didn't like that sound.
Fair enough. All right. Foo Fighters was my last one. And again, that's a whole catalog experience for me. There's 20-ish, 25 songs there that I very much adore, but they got albums that I can just put on. I'm a big fan of Dave Grohl. To me, Foo Fighters is a really good mood music. Beyond that, did you have artists that you fought yourself about? Like, I really would like to have these catalogs in there, just I don't got enough room.
No, not really. Once I went through my albums, and I still have one more artist, by the way.
Oh, please, sir.
This one is so I like Oingo Boingo, but I couldn't pick just one album that had enough songs that I liked because they have a lot of albums and one has a few songs I love. But I didn't do Oingo Boingo as my artist. I did Danny Elfman as my artist.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Lead singer of Oingo Boingo. And then now he does a lot of movie stuff.
Okay.
He did Batman, Beetlejuice, Spider-Man, Men in Black, Pee-wee's Big Adventure. He's done the theme for the Simpsons TV show. He's into all of that. Since I am such a big movie guy, not only do I get Oingo Boingo, but I also get all these movie themes and TV show themes along with it. So massive catalog.
Okay. So my top 5, obviously, it's only 5. It's not 10, so it's missing people from my albums. My honorable mentions, much like with R&B, how it kind of came in right at the end there, snuck in. Like my honorable mentions have a lot of that on there. Usher and Maxwell and R. Kelly, Alicia Keys, Marvin Gaye, Prince, Life Jennings, Music Soul Child, Common. I didn't touch really any of my rap music listening era. Early Jay-Z, right? Early Jay-Z, Outkast, you know what I mean? Like really quality stuff. I was at peace with that because I don't listen to a lot of that nowadays. But there was some other stuff on here that looked hard at. Metallica, right? Disturbed, Darius Rucker, which has like Hootie and the Blowfish as well. Post Malone, I'm a big fan of Post Malone. Again, older, listening to a little more country. I like Morgan Wallen. I like Larry Fleet. I like Zach Brown. excuse me, full name, Zach Brown Band. So there's some of those things I fought myself over. I ended up with my top 5. I'm secure in my top 5. I have Chris Stapleton in there, so that takes care of my country needs. But there's some stuff that, we're sailing off to the island. I'm like looking back thinking, damn, I'm gonna miss some of these guys' music.
Yeah, I did think a little bit of it because I don't have any country anywhere. And we're in Texas. And in Texas, George Strait is king. I don't have any of him. Like Jason Aldean, I like Jason Aldean. But the Metallica one was kind of hard between Metallica or Megadeth because I really like Megadeth. But considering I have 3 Metallica albums on my list, I went that way instead of Megadeth. Because I don't have one Megadeth album. Again, they have the greatest hits, and I love that one. And a couple of their older ones I like too. But they just, so many songs on each album that I like, I couldn't really pick those. So I went with Metallica. But yeah, Elvis was pretty solid. MJ's pretty solid. Sting's pretty solid. Danny Elfman was pretty solid.
I could have made an argument for Prince at any point, album or artist.
He drifted into my mind when I was thinking of Michael Jackson, but I was like, between the two, to me, it's no contest.
No, that's fair. That's fair. MJ. Yeah, that's yeah.
Even though Prince did have a couple of soundtracks that was good, like there's Batman '89 soundtrack, all Prince on there, and then his Purple Rain movie, that whole soundtrack.
And Purple Rain, the single, it's freaking amazing. Also, the greatest Super Bowl halftime show you'll ever see. Kids, go look it up. All right, well, I don't have anything else. Do you got anything else, sir?
I'm good. I got all my music needs fulfilled.
Yeah, I can't go so far as to say fulfilled, but it'll do me. It'll do me. All right, well, with that, I think we're going to sign off. Thanks again for going on this musical journey with us. As always, I'm your host.
See y'all later, guys.